Hey guys, good morning. This is Stephanie, aka The Limitless Babe, reminding you today and every day that you are always so limitless. So today's video is going to be another audio only. It's an awesome download that hit me while I was driving, and I am just so excited to share this one with you guys because I think it's such an important and valuable topic. This one has to do with communication and ways that you can simply improve your communication in 3 different scenarios. So it's something that unfortunately, for whatever reason, we're not taught this stuff in school. Our parents don't teach us this stuff. And in that case, it's not their fault. A lot of times our parents are still learning about this stuff themselves. And so if you weren't taught this at home, it's not your parents' fault, but be open to it. Be open to learning, be open to receiving it, because I think that it has the potential to really make this world a better place if we were all on a similar page of how to effectively communicate and respect each other. So yeah, I'm super pumped and excited for this one. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Please, if you haven't done so, or if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, to hit that bell for notifications, to like this video, to comment below, even if it's just to say hi, and to share it. Share it with anyone that you think could benefit. All right, guys, the more people that get this message, the better. I really love to get this word out there. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for choosing to support my channel. I appreciate and love you so much. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Stay limitless. Bye. Today, I want to talk about how we approach conversations with anyone in our life. A lot of times in life, you may have the need, the urge, the desire, or the necessity, well, I guess that goes back to need, to speak to someone about something, whether it be a boundary or something on your to-do list that needs to get done that you need their help, or a communication issue, anything that you may need to talk to with somebody. And I gotta tell you guys, if you haven't already noticed, using the phrase, "we need to talk," no bueno. It's not good, guys. I don't know one person whose body doesn't cringe when they hear the phrase, "we need to talk." So I want to challenge you and invite you, as I love to do, instead of using those words and unloading, and that's another thing. So there's 2 points to this. One is the verbiage that we use to say what we have to say, and the other is our interest in whether or not the other person is available. So let me get back on point. I want to challenge you guys to change your verbiage on how you address necessary conversations, and also how you address your timing. Because the reality is that just because today you're available to have this conversation does not mean that whoever you're talking to is mentally in that space. Maybe they have a lot going on at work. Maybe they have stuff going on at home. Maybe their brain is just focused on their next task, and they're not emotionally, psychologically, any of it. They're just not available. If you try to have a conversation with someone who's not available, it's probably not going to go to your best interest. So what I would like to offer you guys is using phrases like, "Hey, there's something on my mind that I'd love to discuss with you. Are you available for that right now?" Or let's just say it's not something that you need from them, but you are having a bad day and you call your best friend, your mom, your boyfriend, your husband, whoever, and you just want to vent. Again, guys, I want you to pause for a second, because just because you are in that space of needing to vent does not mean that the person on the other end of the phone is emotionally or energetically available to receive that. Because remember, when you vent, watch for pothole on road ahead. When you vent, you're basically unloading onto someone else. So be mindful of that. can the person that you're talking to afford to have whatever you have to vent dumped all over them today or in this moment? Maybe they can handle it, but maybe this is just not the best day or time. Maybe they're on their way to an interview. Maybe they are on their way to go have a conversation with someone else. Maybe they're just having a really awesome day and want to stay in that space. You just don't know what other people in your life are going through or feeling. And I just want to encourage you guys to remember that it's always a good idea to say, are you available for this? So we've touched on when you have to have a conversation with someone, when you want to vent. Another big thing, a big time that this is very helpful. And keep in mind, guys, anything that I share with you is something that either I've had to work on for myself or that I'm actively working on. And this one, I'm getting better and better with doing it for venting. And definitely for uncomfortable conversations. This one is still a little tricky, but I definitely do try. And if I have not done this with you in my life, well, I'm sorry and I'm working on it. But when someone else is venting to you and you want to offer advice, it's so tempting to just say, well, you need to do this and you should do that. But the thing is that, remember, just because someone is venting to you, it doesn't mean that they're energetically available or emotionally available to hear you. So it's not even about the receiving, right? Like, they can't even hear you sometimes. And if they can't hear you, they may immediately jump to the defensive. And that doesn't help your relationship. That doesn't help their situation. It doesn't help any of it. And that's the thing, as human beings, a lot of times, especially for people that we love, we want to solve their problems, right? I love you and I want you to not have this problem, and I can clearly see a solution. I want you to see it. So it's coming from a place of love. But just because it's coming from a place of love does not mean that in that moment it's able to be received with love. And this actually comes to mind because even yesterday I remember I was having an in-depth conversation with a friend of mine, and she's dealing with something very personal and difficult. And at first I started to just speak on my opinion of what was going on, and then I caught myself and I was able to pull myself back. And I'm very grateful to this friend because she's also very self-aware, very conscious, and she handled it so gracefully. And then when I pulled myself back and said, listen, I'm so sorry, if you are not comfortable with what I'm suggesting, please don't hesitate to tell me to stop, because I recognize that maybe you're not in that space. And she was a little resistant, but I could tell that she was still open to hearing. But that's not everybody, you know what I mean? So be mindful of your audience, be mindful of what you're saying, and be mindful of the fact that just because you're ready for something, the person on the other end may not be. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think we need to also take the blame out of that. Just because they're not ready, well, you're going to hear what I have to say. No, it's okay that they're not ready. We don't all wake up and start our day at the exact same time, at the exact same place. We're all in different places in our day and in our life. We're all at different growth cycles. So, I want to encourage everybody to maybe be a little bit more mindful in those three situations. So again, to recap, it is when you need to have uncomfortable conversations, when you need to vent, and when you feel the urge to offer advice to someone. Just make sure that you're being conscious enough to ask if they are available. And I promise you that simple step, long term, will start to shift the dynamic of your relationships. And you're going to start to see how much more people enjoy interacting with you because you're giving them their space to be them. So that's all I have today. Ooh, this conversation filled me up a little bit. I feel good about this one. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel really good. Uh, so I hope you guys feel good today too. I hope that you try this tip. And if you do and you notice that it has any improvement, or even that you just feel better, like, I know when I do this, I feel like a better human being because I recognize that I'm respecting someone else's autonomy. And that feels good. It feels good when I'm able to be in that space of consciousness and respect. So yeah, try it out. Leave me some comments below. I love you guys. Thanks so much for listening to me babble, and have a beautiful day.